Hey, Wisnefske here, and the topic of this newsletter video is how $500 a couple of weekends can enhance your property and improve its appeal. So, when you're looking at doing a remodel on a house, there are probably a lot of projects that come to mind. Maybe you want to redo a kitchen, maybe there's a bathroom you want to remodel. Heck, maybe you have an unfinished basement and you're like, I would love to have a bar, a pool table, even though pool tables always seem to just stay with the property and go to the next property owner. But maybe that's what you want to do. There's endless projects that you can do when it comes to a house, and it's relatively easy to come up with a project. Now, when you think of land, what are some projects that come to mind to enhance the property? My guess is you either have a really short list, or you just draw a blank on what projects you could actually do with land. And if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, which if you're not, I highly recommend that you do, or if you've just seen some of my other videos, I've talked about this topic before about enhancing vacant land, because there are a lot of people that they look at and they go, oh, I can't do anything. It's just land. Like, it's just open farm field. Like, what am I supposed to do? Or it's just open grassland, prairie. What am I supposed to do? Maybe there's a bunch of trees on it. It's all wooded. Again, what can I do to enhance this? It's just land. And there's a lot of things that you can do. And we're going to actually go outside and look at our property now in a little bit. I'm going to grab the dog and we're going to go for a walk, and I'll take you through everything. But there were certain things that we did before we built and broke ground. We did it that way because we weren't really sure where we were going to put our house, and we just wanted simple projects so that we could come out and use the property. Now that we're moved in, there are other projects that we wanted to take on because we know where the house is, we know where our view is, and we've just been adding to it. We take, a couple hours on a Saturday, maybe a Sunday, head to Menards or Home Depot, go grab supplies, come back, finish the project. Doesn't take much time at all. It's not super labor intensive. And we're starting to see, literally, as you'll see in the video, fruits of our labor. That is a joke that you'll see later on in the video when we go take a tour. So thanks for checking out this video, and let's go head outside and take a look at our property. All right, so we're gonna head to our first project that I don't know, I started. I woke up one day and I was like, I kind of just want an orchard. So we went to Menards and they had apple trees. Actually, they were $40 a piece. And I kind of struggled with where I wanted to put it. But I found a spot. So we got 4 of them. So you need to make sure you get ones that can cross pollinate. That's super important with apple trees. So we got 2 Honeycrisp, a Snow Sweet, and then a State Fair apple tree. I have no idea what those last 2 are, but we looked them up and they worked for cross pollination. So I want to go over what we have for apple trees, and then we also had some peach trees that we picked out because we went to Home Depot once and they were 50% off. So they were $20 a piece. Super easy to put in, and it just kind of added to the orchard. So let's check that out. All right, so here we're gonna hop on the Snow Sweet apple tree, and you can see it's already got some decent apples growing. And then over here, this one the wind's been taking advantage of, but he's also got some fruit that's coming out. This is the State Fair apple tree. So I'll just pan around. There's Coda hanging out, eating wood. And then the other 2 there, those are our Honeycrisp apple trees. Now they don't have anything growing on them right now, unfortunately. And you can see 2 pink lines. I'm gonna be mowing this probably this weekend to kind of expand this orchard a little bit. Originally, we just had these 3. I was like, I kind of want some more. And then we picked up some peach trees as well. Like I said, those are from Home Depot. Those are actually doing pretty good. This one back here's got some stuff growing on them. So we'll get over there.
So in total, we have 6 fruit trees planted. Again, it was super easy. This is probably the most expensive part of it, just because we had basically $120 in 3 trees, and then I picked up another one, so that was 160, and then the peach trees were another 40, so about 200 bucks in fruit trees. But they're super easy to plant. Put some wood chips around them. One thing I'm going to talk about is trail cameras. That's something that we've been running basically ever since we got the property. And I was using regular trees, but as you can tell, you know, we don't have a ton of trees here, and they're all on the fence lines, and they're really hard to position where the sun doesn't really block them. So I like to use fence. These are actually, well, I call them fence posts, but they're landscape timbers, and so I just cut them in half, and each half, you know, I use for a trail camera, and I think it looks a lot nicer. It looks a lot more intentional, and they're nice and sturdy for trail cameras. So we have obviously the cell camera set up on that, so we have 2 of those, so I'll show you the other one as well. So we're just walking, Code and I are just walking our trail right now. You can kind of see it behind me there. The first part, like I said, that was the apple trees, and then we came with the peach trees after. So that's our orchard. The second thing, I never thought I'd be like a bird person. You know, I've watched turkeys, but I don't know, I kind of got interested in birds ever since we moved out here, because there's a whole bunch of them, being a prairie. So we installed 2 bird feeders, and then we're working on getting a bird house. So I'll take you through what we did there. So again, with the landscape timbers, I just like the way that they look. They're actually really cheap as well. So this is from Menards, and I think they're about $5 or $6 a piece, and they're probably 8-9 feet. And so what I did is I put that in the ground. Obviously you can see some bird seed fell from the feeders. But these brackets were from Meyer. They're about $10 a piece, and then the bird feeders got a little bit more expensive. I think they were right around 20 bucks. But we put those out, and it took probably a good 3 days for a bird to actually use it. And now that it's out here, it's starting to, I guess word is starting to spread that there's really free food right there. So that's actually enhanced the enjoyability. You know, we'll grab the binoculars from the window and check those out. And I put another post down the trail a little bit. So this will be a bluebird house. So we'll end up getting one of those. I just wanted to get the post in the ground because that's the hardest part. So we'll use that. So I just like the way that the timbers look when you're walking through. So back over there where we first started, that's kind of our orchard area. Now we have our bird area, and we'll finish that once we get the bluebird house put up. And everything we can see basically from the patio door, that's the dining area. The living areas to the right of that, those 2 windows where the fireplace is, and then the window all the way to the left is the master bedroom. So it's honestly increased the way that we view our property a lot, just by having the orchard and the bird feeder, and then eventually the house. It's just really added to the enjoyment of our property. So we're gonna keep going down the trail, and I'll talk about the oak tree that we got, and then also the food plot. So we're actually coming up on my food plot that I used last year, and I decided to not do a food plot in that same spot this year, just because I wanted to get my prairie established. So we basically redid all of that, planted a bunch of prairie seed this spring and hoping that comes up. But we also picked up a pin oak from Home Depot, and that was on sale, 20 bucks for that. It took a little bit of damage when we got it home, so some of the leaves are dying, but it looks like for the most part, everything's holding together. So this is that here, so you can see we got farther away. We're basically in our southeast corner of the property. This was all the old food plot that we had last year, but got this planted. As you can see, there's some damage to the leaves. I think the wind when I took it home really did a number on it, but we have some new growth popping up, so it's starting to look really, really good. We've had plenty of rain for everything here. So that's that pin oak. Again, that was only $20. I thought that was a $20 risk worth taking. because, you know, that's a pretty cheap tree, and it came pretty big. But this was the edge of our food plot last year, and then I mowed this section that you can see and planted prairie grass blend, and also 2 pine trees and then some dogwood. So you see the pine tree here, he's starting to do pretty good. We got some dogwood. That was all from the Washington County tree and seed sale. And then there's one more pine tree here. But what was also on sale, Coda, was a weeping willow. I've always wanted a willow tree. So we picked up one of those. That was 20 bucks. So that's a good tree for $20. Again, that one took some heat from the getting it over here from Home Depot, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll do just fine. So then the next thing I want to talk about is the food plot. So this, as you can see, the old food plot was to the left. I moved it to the right, and I made it just a really simple shape, and our trail just goes around there. And then I have another trail camera, and there's been a doe that keeps coming here like every day. But then you'll see here I got the other half of that post. So that was really simple. Again, those timbers are super cheap. They're like $5 or $6 a piece. So I was able to get 2 trail camera posts out of there, because again, you can see there's just not a lot of trees to put that on. But this I planted a couple weeks ago. We've had more than enough rain. I hope it didn't do any damage to it, but it was just a simple Antler King blend that I got from Fleet Farm. So we'll see how that goes. Get an overview there. And so that's pretty much it that we've done new stuff. As you can see, our trail here needs to be cut. But I'll just go over some other stuff that we did in front real quick. So most of my projects involved trees, food plots, trail cameras, all that good stuff. I don't know, that's just more fun to me than other plants. So we're just coming up to the house here. And there was some other trees that I planted for a barrier. We'll see how they do. There's just been a lot of water. Our yard is kind of flooded in the front. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Erin, as she's been working with her mom on some of the plants in front. So we finally got all the paint done. On the last video, we did not have this painted. As you can see, the wind took some of those plants down recently. It's just been windy and rainy here. But she's been doing an awesome job on getting plants in here. Eventually this whole front will be done, but you know, those are a lot bigger projects. And so what I really want to do is on this video just go over projects that are, you know, for $500. I mean, that's probably all that I have on those other projects. So really what I focused on since we've moved in is a lot of trees, a lot of trail maintenance, just getting that established, cleaning things up, trail cameras. And when we first bought the land, we really had that trail installed, and I was running trail cameras. And that was pretty much it. We could come out and see what was going on. And as we moved in, we just started, you know, enhancing it. And it's just been kind of cool to see the different type of wildlife that's been coming in. Like I said, I wasn't a bird person or had any intention of that, but you know, we got one bird feeder. Then the next day I had to go get another one because I thought it was really cool, and we'll get that birdhouse in there. And then the fruit trees as well, the orchard, the peach trees, the apple trees. So really simple stuff. I think we maybe, you know, if we total up all the days, maybe 4 days between planting, and that's actually including all the stuff in front too. You know, that adds to the total, but for $500 in a couple of days, that's basically all it took for me to get all my trees, trail cameras set up, food plot going. So it'll be interesting to see how everything develops over the summer. Like I said, we've had a ton of rain, so that's kind of hindered a lot of stuff. But once the summer really kicks off, obviously we're kind of looking into next year with some other projects, but we at least got started. Now we can work around what we got. So thanks for checking out this video. I hope you found it super helpful. And if you go take on a project or something, just send it to me. I'd love to see, you know, what you do to your property, what you do to your land, to get it to improve a little bit and enhance it and use it. So Thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you in the next one.